Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here and talk about something that I'm sure a lot of you are probably noticing today in case you haven't, really heard or paid attention. I mean, with, school starting back up for most of the country right now, and, people basically going on their final vacations before, they have to get back to work. I'm certain that some of you probably are at home right now or on your vacations, and you're trying to find certain like films and movies to watch on HBO Max and stuff, and even Paramount Plus, and that just ain't happening. I mean, yeah, you can find them to watch at home, but you can only find them to watch at home if you purchase them, whether it's buy or rent. And the reason I say that is because today, originally, the Elvis movie, which came out in theaters about 2 months ago or so, was originally scheduled not just for PVOD or SVOD release, basically buy or rental release on demand, digitally, but also was originally set to be on HBO Max. Well, that has changed. David Zaslav came out basically during that earnings call back on Thursday and more or less said, hey, we're shifting away from that, and we're going to keep these movies that are big budget movies that we put a lot of money into, or the studio put a lot of money into even before I came on board, or me and my team came on board, and we're going to make sure it makes back all the money it made, if not more. We're basically going to leave it in the theaters as long as we can, with the exception that, yeah, you can watch it at home, but you have to pay to watch it at home. In other words, what they're saying is, hey, you want to watch it in the comfort of your own home on the day it was supposed to be on HBO Max, or, along with its digital release, then you're going to have to shell out some money. And here's the thing. Not a lot of folks will be particularly happy about that because they become so accustomed to streaming services like HBO Max, like Paramount Plus, like Disney Plus, and so on. They become so accustomed that after 45 days or so, that movie's not just going to be a digital release to purchase or rent, but also be free to watch on those services. Well, like I said, David Zaslav and his team pretty much have said, nope, we're not doing that anymore because we want to make as much money as we can in the box office with this film, while it's there. But in addition, and this is what I'm pretty sure is strange to a lot of people, in addition to that, you could still watch it at home, but you have to purchase to watch it. In other words, they are doing whatever they can. They are doing whatever they can financially to make money back on a film like, let's say, Elvis. Whether it's people still wanting to see it on the big screen, in the theaters, in the cinemas, or it's people purchasing it at home to watch it, when they get off work or whenever they want to, or even rent it to watch it whenever they want to within the 48 hours they have it available. So yeah, this is one of those decisions that, honestly, it's probably not going to go over well with a lot of folks because, like I said, everybody's become so accustomed to seeing movies being released on their streaming, services, on the day, exactly 45 days, after it's been released in theaters. They're used to seeing it on the streaming service along with the option to rent it or buy it from places like Vudu, Amazon, Google Play, Apple, you name it. Well, that's all changed. Like I said, that's all changed. And it might be one of those decisions that David Zaslav is probably going to have to take back eventually. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of people call him out for the fact of, well, it doesn't seem right that you're allowing the movie to be released digitally for purchase on all these other platforms, but yet the one service that you're planning to combine with another service of yours, that's under your, ownership in the palm of your hand, and you're making money off that anyway, you're not going to allow the movie there? Doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem fair. And some people might have a point. So this might be one of those decisions that Zaslav basically, like I said, has to retract, has to take back because of the negative feedback he will get from it. He and his team will get from making the decision to stop, releasing movies in, on HBO Max, I should say, not in, but on HBO Max, along with, digital purchases all on the same day. Because it's not going to seem fair to a lot of people that, hey, we're shelling out these monthly payments to you for this service, even if it's included in our bill too, and yet you don't want to give us this. It doesn't seem right. Now, others might, now here's what's crazy though. Even though people will agree that it seems kind of weird that you're making money two different ways, even though they'll agree that Zaslav and his team are making money two different ways, the service and whatever, and the service and the digital purchases or rentals, there will be those that might agree with, hey, it's only fair that you do this, that you basically go both ways because you're making money both ways. But those people may also come out and, even though they might agree that, yeah, you should keep the whole 45-day window deal, or you should keep the idea of releasing the movie on, your streaming services the same day you release it on VOD, those people may also come out and understand why Zaslav is doing that. See, Zaslav is about financially getting the studio overall back on its feet. And one of those ways they could point out is he has to make money in all different areas. He has to make money in all different areas. Yes, HBO Max monthly, along with Discovery Plus monthly, makes him a lot of money. There's no doubt about that. There's no getting around that. But he also realizes that, when it comes to a movie like Elvis or any other future movie that was supposedly originally planned to go into HBO Max the same day it would be on VOD, that he also realizes, yeah, we could have kept that going, but we're losing money on the digital purchases. We're losing money on the physical purchases, and that's not right. That's not right. So, basically coming out and saying that's not helping us, the studio overall. So his decision to go and say no more HBO Max for the time being, until we feel the time is right to go back and do it, or whenever, for him to make that decision, even though people will agree that, he should stick with it, it's only fair because he's making money both ways, that, if you really want to financially get the studio, the overall company and studio back on its feet, then you have to go back to that old school mentality of people want to watch the movie at home, they got to buy and rent it just like they did in the old days, with VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K physical media, and now digital. You want to watch it at home, you have to do it, the old school way. And that's pretty much, why today, I should say, if you're looking for the Elvis movie on HBO Max and you can't find it, but you can find it digitally on Amazon and Vudu and even Comcast and AT&T to purchase, along with Google and Apple, it's because David Zaslav's saying, hey, I may make money, the studio may make money off the service and everything, but we're going to be, but the negative, the contrast to that, is we're going to lose money on digital purchases if said movie is available pretty much for free, on the service people are already paying for individually or part of the cable package. So, yeah, it's one of those decisions that when you look at it, you kind of understand where he's coming from, but you also kind of feel it's a little unfair of what he's doing because he's making money either way. So a lot of people can understand, a lot of people can understand where he's coming from, but also feel that the unfairness of what he's doing. So it's just one of those situations to where you got to let it play out and see what the outcome's going to be in the long run. Again, it could be one of those decisions, in my opinion, that comes back to bite him, and him and his team are going to have to retract their decision and go back to what people were fans of, people enjoyed. Because I think the negativity of doing this is going to reflect in losing subscribers to not just HBO Max but to Discovery Plus, and potentially the merged service, the combined service that both will become next year. And I don't think he wants that. I don't think he or his team and the team he's putting together to get behind that, to support that, are going to want that. So I think over time, David Zaslav and his team are going to retract this decision and allow movies to be released on the streaming service same day they get released on VOD. But, like I said, it's one of those situations that we'll just have to see what happens over time. And, if he doesn't, decide to change it back, then again, it could be, a negative look for him and his team, but maybe it won't be. Maybe people will be like, what, guy's got a point. We should, have to pay for it. We should have to buy it. Support the movie, support the studio that distributed it. And that might be the end of it. We don't know. But it's one of those situations too where you could definitely tell, he's making decisions for the benefit of the company, which are great. He's got a plan. He's basically trying to structure out different plans to help rebuild the company, reboot it. But this might be one of those plans that, is kind of iffy in the long run and might get retracted back by him in the future. But what are you guys' thoughts? What are your thoughts on David Zaslav deciding that, not only is the 45-day window thing going to end, but that the only way you could watch movies at home, after a certain period, while they're kind of still in theaters, is by purchasing them through VOD. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Super chat, super stickers are open during the premiere and would be appreciated. Also, super thanks afterwards would be appreciated. Give me your guys' thoughts on this whole situation. And until then, guys, I will talk to y'all later.